Okay, so I'm actually really late to uploading this video. It was supposed to be up like 2 days ago, but I've been working pretty much every single day this week, and it's always my plan to upload after I get off work, but I'm just really tired after. So I've been really busy about that. And in the video, I thank you guys for 30 subs. We've actually just reached 40. So I'm going to update to that. So thank you for the 40 subscribers. It really helps me. I really appreciate it. All right, you guys are giving me so much support, and I really appreciate all the support. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so I just rolled out of bed. It's like 10 a.m. when I'm recording this right now. I checked my subscriber count like maybe 15 minutes ago. We're at already 30 subs. Thank you guys so much. It means so much to me that you're actually like watching and liking my videos. I honestly didn't really think anybody would like them, but you guys like them, so I'm going to keep going, okay? Now, this story that I'm going to tell you all happened when I was about 16 years old, okay? I was a sophomore in high school. So one day when I'm a sophomore, I go to the mall with a group of my friends. One of my friends we're gonna call Ava, and then the other friend, he's not really that important in the story, we're gonna call John. So I'm at the mall with them, we're hanging out, we're going shopping, and about like maybe an hour in, this kid from my school walks up to us because he's friends with Ava, all right? We're gonna call him Brad, okay? So Brad says hi to Ava, they're talking, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, man? I'm Sam. Like, we're in the same driver's ed class, except the time I was taking a driver's ed class and he was in the same class as me. I'm like, yeah, we're in the same driver's ed class. And he's like, oh, like, what's up, man? What's up? And then he starts talking to Ava again, all right? And he's like, so since spring break is ending soon, I'm gonna throw a little party. Keep in mind, spring break was like we were in spring break. It was coming to an end, unfortunately, and we were gonna have to go through that sad like few months before the end of school. So he's like, yeah, I'm throwing a party. Like, you should definitely come. And Ava's like, oh yeah, sure. Like, Sam, like, do you want to come? Is it okay if Sam comes? And he's like, oh yeah, it's open invite, it's open crib. Like, you can like pull up whenever you want. Like, you should definitely come. So I'm like, shit, like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So a few days go by, and it's the day of the party, and I'm hyped, right? Like, I got my best fit on. I remember I I brought like I was like bringing my dad pen because like I think we made plans to like smoke up a little bit. I looked fucking fresh. That's a lie. I probably looked like Pee Wee Herman, right? When I was 16, I did not dress well. I used to wear these really tight jeans. They're not really tight, but like borderline skinny jeans and like band t-shirts. I looked fucking embarrassing. But I was hyped nevertheless. So I go downstairs and I go up to my stepdad at the time and I was like, "Hey, there's this party. Can you take me?" And he's like, "Oh, whose party is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Brad's." And he had heard about Brad. Brad had a reputation for being a pretty misbehaving kid, right? He got into a lot of fights. So immediately he was like, "No, you're not going." And I'm like, "Well, my mom already said I could go, and I didn't say this, but I thought this part. I was like, you're not really my dad, so you can't really say if I can go or not." And he's like, "No, you're not going. Like, he has a reputation for things like you're not going." And I'm like, "Dude, please, like, just like my mom already said it was okay. Like, just take me." He's like, "No." So I'm getting pissed, right? So I'm like, "Oh my god, like, are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, go back to your room. Like, you're not fucking going." I'm like, Jesus. So I storm back up to my room like an angry teenager, and I I'm so pissed that I punched a hole in my wall, and I was like, "Oh shit." Like, that's not really important to the story, but it's like something funny to add. I punched a hole in my wall and I covered it up with a poster for like the rest of the school year, like, and they didn't find out about it until like the next year. Like, I told them about it. And then maybe like 30 minutes goes by and I'm like starting to like just get dressed in like my stay at home clothes because I'm still pissed. I was like, whatever, I'll just play Xbox for the rest of the night, I guess, play some Call of Duty or something. Then I hear a knock on my door and I open it up, and it's my stepdad. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "I changed my mind, I'll take you to the party." I'm like, "Oh really?" He's like, "Yeah, like, I talked to your mom, like, she told me to take you, and if it's important to you, like, like, you can go." And I was like, all right, thank you so much. Like, I'll be down in like 10 minutes. I just got to get ready again. And he's like, all right. So 10 minutes goes by and I go down the stairs. I'm ready. We get in the car and we're driving off to this party. And he's telling me, like, he's concerned because, like, as I said before, this kid has a reputation for not really being the best kid. He's like, all right, if anything happens, just like, text us if you want to come home and like we'll pick you up. Like, just like just be safe. And I was like, all right, sure. So I get to the party and I walk in, and this was the party, guys. I walked up to the house, walked in, and it was a small ass room, smaller than my bedroom, in all honesty, with a shitty speaker, playing really loud music. Like, I know parties are normally loud, but like this speaker, it sounded like the fucking, like he had turned the bass way up, like to an uncomfortably loud level, and it's just like bumping. The music was pretty good. Most of it was drill, though. I don't really fuck with drill. But it was like, it was so loud and like it was so crowded. I was like standing right next to the speaker. So I was just like so uncomfortable. I was like, bro, this kind of sucks. So I'm like, all right, let's let's like, let's try to relax, right? So I take out my dad pen and I just start like puffing on it. And bro, people are like smoking blunts, and it's like it's an inside, like it's a small room, and people are smoking blunts, so the room's getting really smoky. And I text my friend Ava because she was supposed to come to the party. I'm like, hey, like, when you get in here, like, I thought you were coming. And she's like, oh, I'll be there in about like 30 minutes. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, until then, I'm just going to hang out, keep to myself till my friend gets here. And keep in mind, I don't see Brad at all. Like, at all. Right? I don't see him right now. I'm thinking, all right, great. It's just me. Like, just like, keep to myself. You don't know any of these people. So about 20 minutes go by, right? And I text Ava again. I'm like, yo, you almost here? She's like, yeah, no, it's I'm a little bit set back. Like, I'm gonna be like another 20 minutes. I was like, fuck, great, like, great. This is just perfect. And I'm starting to get a little anxious because at this point I'm high and there's a lot of people and the music's really loud and uncomfortable and like the room's all smoky. So I'm like starting to get a little bit anxious. So I sort of start wandering around, and then I see Brad, right? I see Brad and I go, oh, hey, like, what's up, man? What's up? And he looks at me. He's like, who invited you? And I was like, you talked to me at the mall. Like, you said I could come. And he's like, oh, I did? Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen you before. Like, what's your name? And I was like, my name is Sam. Like, we've talked to each other in class before. He's like, oh, okay. Then he just goes back to what he was doing. And now I'm like, I'm getting upset because I'm thinking, you don't even remember like talking to me. Like, we had a whole conversation in the mall, and like I've spoken to you in class before. Like what the hell? So another 15 minutes goes by. I text Ava again. I'm like, hey, like, you almost here? Like, when you get in here, like, I'm starting to get a little bit anxious, and anxiety. And she left me on red, no answer. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And so I text her again. I'm like, are you coming? She's like, nah, I'm not coming. Like, I changed my mind. Like, I don't want to go. And now I'm like, I'm not mad, but I'm like really pissed. And I was like, fuck this. I want to leave. Like, I'm going. So without telling anybody, I opened the door, and I opened it like a little crack, and then all of a sudden, just this big thing of smoke just pours out of the door. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this is gonna look fucking amazing for anybody walking on the street. So I walk out of the house and I close the door, and I texted my mom like, hey, yo, the party sucks. Like, can you pick me up? And she texts back, she's like, yeah, like, I'm on my way. Just wait there for a little bit. So I'm sitting like on the porch, like on the curb, and her car pulls up, and I get in the car, and and we go home, right? And then a few days go by, then spring break ends, and I get to school, right? And I'm sitting in class, and Brad comes up to me, and I look over, and he looks pissed. Like, he looks pissed at me. And I'm like, oh, hey, Brad, like, what's up? And he's like, don't what's up me. What the hell, man? And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, you called the cops on the party? Are you serious? Like, you were that mad that I didn't remember talking to you that you called the cops? And I was like, Brad, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't call any cops. So apparently what happened, Soon after I had left, cops came to shut the party down. Yeah, I guess the neighbors didn't appreciate the loud music and the smell of fucking blunt, seeping through the walls and getting into their yard, maybe, I don't know. But he's like, "You called the fucking cops, like don't even try to lie right now. Like you're such a fucking bitch. You're a fucking pussy." And I was like, "Brad, look, yeah, I left, but I don't know who called the cops. I didn't call the cops on you. Like, I'm sorry, man, but that wasn't me." And he's like, "Fuck you," and he just walks away. And I'm like, "All right, great. Brad is no longer talking to me, so that's cool. I guess I can go without." And as for Ava, we stayed friends for the rest of that school year, right? Even though she flaked on me and I was kind of pissed, like I just, I understood I wasn't gonna hold a grudge against her because that's childish. But yeah. So Brad didn't talk to me for the rest of that school year, and he still hasn't talked to me. I mean, that was maybe like how long ago was 2022? 3 years ago. All right, so three years ago. I haven't talked to Brad since. Ava, I don't really talk to her anymore. We went our separate ways kind of after that school year. But yeah, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you guys so much for all the recent support on my videos. It means a lot to me. Hope you guys enjoyed this story. Please stick around for the next one. All right, I will see you guys all later. Peace out.